Unit 9, Day 1, inverse functions and parabolas, also related to inverse functions. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to teach, we're going to talk about functions, what an inverse is, how to get it, then hopefully deal with the picture at the end. So here's what we have. First, a function. A function is high school students, let's see. I wish their names weren't numbers, but for the purpose of it operating like a function, we'll make their names numbers. So person number 1, person number 2, person number 3, person number 4. Let's do person number 5, person number 6, person number 7, person number 8. We're going to show a situation where these people are functions by talking about their age. Person number 1 happens to be, let's make them 15 years old. They go into options. Let's make them 15. Fine. Person number 2, they go to options. Let's make them 20 because it's possible. Have some of those, and that's kind of cool. You can't tell who they are. They're a little bit more mature. They're more like mature. Yeah. That's funny. Usually 20-year-olds don't get to stay here because if they get one truancy, by law, the school has to withdraw them. You can stay here until you're 22 if you never get a truancy. But if you get a truancy after age 19, 20, or whatever, then we have to drop you. So we got a person number 1, 15, person number 2 is 20. Person number 3, their parents didn't know that they were 20-year-olds there. You happen to be 17, you get to go to school there. Turns out person number 4 also happens to be 17. Anything wrong with this information? That at options we have one person be 15 and the person be 20, third person be 17, and yet the fourth person be 17? Anything wrong with that? This is a function. That's the way it's supposed to be. No big deal. Function. Okay. I'm going to do something that's not a function, and you should be able to feel it. Person number 5 is, let's make you 17. No, 17 is overused age. Let's make you 18. That's special age when you can smoke or drink or it's something you do at 18. Vote. But not the other things?
No, vote. That's.
Oh, okay. Also, in some place, maybe California, somewhere, they just voted that the smoking age will need to be 21 versus, I thought it was 18, or they're lowering it or something. In any case, kid number 5 is 18. The kid in the middle, no, that's what needs to happen. Tick, 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 tick. We need 2 kids number 6. How we can get 2 kid number 6, I don't know. So this thing is breaking down right here, but the lesson's still going to be learned. Kid number 6 happens to be a liar. In high school, you've met them before. Yeah, this has to work for another for this thing to translate. But we'll say he's two-faced. He's a liar. In 1 minute, he's saying one thing. Another, he's saying another, depending on what group he's in. But to be cool, he says that he is 16. He's a younger kid. He says 16. 16 is a good age. He said that on Tuesday. But now in Thursday's class, he says he is 17. Now let's make it 18 so it can be dramatic. Make him a big liar. Like, don't go from 16 to 17, which is about, now let's make it 20. So that he's a big liar where it then makes sense why he's lying about being 16 and 20. Then you can't even look like you're 16 and 20 at the same time. It's not even like close. And this person number 8, he doesn't care, whatever. He actually is 20. No, let's not confuse him with making him 20 as well. Let's make him, oh yeah, that'd be sweet. If you know someone, I want to share our business. If you know someone at options who is 21, please tell me. I want to know. I want to see them walking, thinking, still in high school. What happened? What happened? Now, their story is a sad one. Now, I apologize. Something real happened, but if you just, yeah. He's all 21, asking 16-year-olds, you want to go to the club? Like, no, I'm 16. You're 21. I don't even know if we can even talk to each other. Is there a problem with the person 6 saying that they're 16 on Tuesday and then saying they're 20 on Thursday? Yeah, there is a problem. One, they're a liar. And for sure, they are not a function. Because of the back in our stack, there should be the ones for today. There should be 2 of them. Not a, you need a U. It's not a function. A function says you have to have a one-to-one relationship. In other words, whoever you are to begin with, and whoever you're paired with, you have to be paired with the same number, no matter when you show up. So all these guys, like, yeah, I'm 15, I'm 20, I'm 17. Oh, I'm 17 too. Look at that, we're friends. But over here, you can go like, oh, look at that, I'm 18. Okay, I'm 16. Wait, I'm 20. No, you're not 2 ages. You're only 1 age. In other words, to be a function, this whole team, if you have 1 liar on the team, number 6 is the liar. He goes to one number in one moment, he goes to another number in another moment. The whole team is messed up. The whole team is not a function. It doesn't have a one-to-one relationship. So that's what a function is. Let's see. Let's talk about the inverse relationship of a function. Let's see what it says here. An inverse relation is the set of ordered pairs obtained by exchanging the coordinates of each pair. What the heck? Here's what that looks like in English. This is in fact a function. Nothing's wrong with this list. When I flip it to function, ooh, that's good, that's good. The inverse won't be a function. Yes. I didn't even plan that. Hey, Thomas, please write the inverse of this list. Oh, you mean instead of the red numbers coming first, make the red numbers come second? Yes, that is writing the inverse. So let's write the inverse of this group. You can see I've done my space properly. See what I'm saying, Skylar? When I need space, I just work with what I have. I don't ask for a new sheet. All right, here comes, hey, Thomas, write the inverse of this. Green guys come first. 15, 20, 17, 17, dash, 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 dash. Thomas, you're writing the inverse? Yeah, because I went to college. Kids in high school, they don't know how to do it. All right, this is the inverse. You're given a list of pairs of numbers. You go with you, you go with you. Hey, please write the inverse of that. Okay, just flip it over. Now the second guys go first, the first guys go second. In the world of math, so that we can make it tricky, the first guys, we would call them your x values. And the second guys would have been your y values. Let's make it blue so you can read it. When you write the inverse, you just switch the x's and the y's. X's and the y's. Where are your x's? Y's are here. Ew, but they have to be called x's. Oh, that's going to be tricky. Whatever. What are they supposed to know? Hey, Thomas, write the inverse, flip it. Got it. End of unit 5. Really, we're trying to get down to this bottom thing, just chatting about what it all means. But when we do the work, it's like, well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So let's see what else they're saying before we get down to the grand finale of the first half of today. An example, A and B are inverse relationships. Here's A, all the numbers for A. Here's all the numbers for B. You will notice that a 1 and a 5, thank you, red and blue. I wonder what made them decide that these are the only 3 colors I would need. How do they know that I just need 3 colors? All right, you're red, you're blue. Over here, you will notice, even though I'm putting that Y first, I'm lying to you in the sense that the minute you change places, the first guy is still called X. He's just the new X. And the second guy really is still called Y. I'm only changing the letters so you can feel that the 1 and the 5 turned into 51. 15, 51 inverses. 26, 62, 37, 73. All right, I think they have the idea. Let's see what else they're giving us down here. You can find inverse functions denoted as f inverse of x. Do not say f to the -1 power. If you do, don't tell them I was your teacher. Say something like Brian, when Brian told me, or so Brian always has f to the -1. You can even use Heather. She does math. She'll never know. Yeah, so Heather, she's cool. But don't say Thomas. F inverse of x. By first writing f of x is y. This is the real thing. This is the thing you actually need to know. I'll read the official way. I'll show it once or twice. You're like, oh, that's it. First, by writing f of x as y. Then switching, the switching things, circle that, the y with the x, and finally solving for y. Dang, that's long. So let's show it all along. So you'll have about 3 or 4 of these on the test. Why? I don't know. I didn't make it up. Thomas, here's a function. F of x equals 5x plus 2. Please write the inverse of this function. Will do. Step 1. I'll do it below it, even though I put it on the side. Step 1, change the name of this thing to its middle name. Let's find out middle names right now. We'll pause it. Same part over here. 5x plus 2. I'm putting it below so that you feel the connection between f of x and y. We just changed the name, step 1. They wrote it over here. See this little arrow thing? Okay, step 1, do this. Step 2. Step 2 is where red and blue change places. Step 2, see if I can do this. Suppose I can feel that the red and the blue change spots. Step 1, rename. Step 2, change places with the other guy. I don't know, I have a little story thing for that, so I'll just let it be what it is. Step 3, spit out the answer without doing any work, but I'm actually going to do the work to get the answer. Hey, how do we get the answer, Thomas? Once we change places. Change names, change places is like the Danish girl. Tell that dude was going to win as a movie in the 10th. Anybody see the Danish girl? I don't recommend it because it's disturbing, but the guy did so well. All right. In any case, how do I solve this? To go from here to here. Oh, I guess I'm doing it. People at home. To go from here to here, we are going to have to solve for y, get y alone, and then change it to yet a last name, a third name. Do it, Thomas, so they can see it. We'll start doing some together. Maybe I'll have them do, which one's going to be the easy one? I'll do that first one. They'll do A. We'll do B and C together. And I can see if I can find one hard one, because these are going to be too easy. There will be a hard one on the test. What are you looking for? You're looking for blue? Fine, here we go. Hey, Thomas, solve for y. Okay, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Leave me with x minus 2 equals, let's see, actually, let's make it being black, except for the 2 that got moved. X minus 2 equals a 5y. So I subtract 2 from both sides. I'm trying to get y alone. I'm trying to isolate y. I'm going to divide 5 on both sides. Which is going to leave me with this whole x minus 2 all over 5. I'm finding the inverse equals a y. I did it. The last thing I need to do, because I've done some bad stuff, this is like Eddie Murphy back in the day. He said he's going to help. He said he was trying to help someone, give him a ride. They didn't have a ride home. But it was late at night in a red light district. And the person appeared to be soliciting. And then it turns out the person who was soliciting wasn't a lady at all. It was someone else. So that's why some people think Eddie Murphy likes people that just, I don't know. And after that story came out, Eddie Murphy maybe had to change his name one last time. So what he did is this. When you find the inverse, the name you give it is not the original f of x, but you're now f prime, or rather f inverse of x. That little thing up here. So I'll write it one last time. F inverse of x. How come that talking isn't me? Whatever, you can't win every time. Let me turn that off, because it really, here's the answer. I don't actually listen to Bright Question. I'm like, what, this dude? How's he not getting it? Like, what does he see? But then he's all right, and I'm like, all right, don't react out loud, react in your head. Yeah, because I can't undo it. Maybe I'm right, and I'm putting the wrong answer. And really, it's the math that should change, not me. So very common. Let's get this done. And one extra one. And that'll be for the inverses. Here we go. Step 1, use your middle name. Sure, let me even put a slash through this so they can know I did something to that. 5x. 7, step 2, change places with the other guy. Step 3, solve for the red guy. And in the interest of how I would actually do it, I'll write it twice. Let's see if I can write it twice so that you never have 2 steps on the same line. If you become a math teacher, you'll need to know that. Or any, I don't know in English if there are steps. Here we go. Let's move this thing. Let's move it. Move it in blue. Move it in blue. Sure, let's move it in blue. Step 1, move the 7 to the other side. That's the way I would actually do it. X and a 7. Everybody else can be in black again. Same number, opposite sign. So there's that plus 7. And then divide by the -5. And yes, believe it or not, we are in fact done. X plus 7 all over -5 equals that Y. Because that Y has done terrible things, they say Johnny Gill used to stay in Eddie Murphy's guest house, and therefore Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill were special friends, but they disagree with that. That's just how Hollywood is. You know, they're gonna say whatever, but you did pick up the person. He said, "Look, I didn't even know he or she was whatever. I was trying to give him a ride home at 2 in the morning in the red light district. Really, Eddie? Whatever. You shouldn't give him a ride home. Should have just been mean and kept his reputation. F of X, that changes. Now, what is true is usually at this point, they would not, and I'm gonna leave it this way so you can be a super kid, they would not leave the F of X thing on the right side. In the world of math, we love it to be on the left side, equals the other stuff, but this means the same thing. I love my mom loves me. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter which direction it goes. My mom loves me, I love my mom. All right, that ain't done. Magically, all of this has appeared. You see, I blink, plunk, plunk. Don't blink, the rest will happen without magic. What you do to one side of an equation, you must do to the other. That's the only thing that's fair. I believe in that in real life. Look, don't treat me one way and treat the other person another way. Or just tell us you're going to be doing that, but don't pretend like you're not doing it. The little 2 and the square thing, they undo one another. That's what an inverse is. It undoes the original thing. If you stole $5 from your mom's purse, when you put it back, that's the inverse. My cousin Eduardo, he stole some money out of his mother's purse. They're pennies. We were in Central America. I think he didn't get time out. That much. Yeah, back in the day, you could hit kids like, hey, his mama, she was into it's appropriate to spank a kid with a belt back in the day. Nowadays, it feels weird. I don't spank. I don't care how they turn out. I'm not planning on doing it. We'll just have to work it out. Back in the day, there used to be what is called a telephone cord. Not the swirly one that you talk with, the one that attaches it to the wall. Why is lady one using the belt? So this woman would take the telephone thing out of the wall. And because you're a kid, you're defensive, you have to submit, which is a terrible thing. What is this? So yeah, they'll get a spank with that. I don't know that it worked out the way she had it planned. If she wasn't so moved by her amygdala, which is clearly what it was, she would recognize like, hey, my cousin Eduardo is not being affected by this. His grades aren't improving. He's not becoming a better person. It's just the way it was. I don't know how I did that. He lives in Hammett now. He works at JCPenney or whatever. Take a look at that. They're going to get on drugs. Okay. Let them enjoy it. Yes. They're not getting on drugs. You want them oftentimes just like your parents. Well, my dad used to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. My dad's a preacher. I want to be a preacher. You just do what your parents do. So my job, be a good guy. Let's see if we can turn him into a magician. We're working on it. Ta-da! It's the first black magician. All right. So let's see. Don't worry. Even parents who are trying to do good, since I've taught for years now, parents mean well, but kids get influenced by other kids at school. As hard as you try at home, the little bad kid at home at school has more influence than you do at home. I've seen it many times. The parents are buying them gifts, threatening them, doing all the stuff. Look, some kids are good, they do good. Some kids are bad, they do bad. And then in between, the consequences make a difference. Now, some of you know that. Your parents try to get you to do whatever. You're like, oh, I'm about office views. I don't care. Some of you got here for good reasons, but some of you we know. You got here, oops. You got here for bad reasons. So that's the plan. I would ask you how many you're going to be spankers, but then I'd have to report you to CPS, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Tick, tick. Or you can smack them once. I did a little, not spanking, but I was like, all right. I'm going to inflict pain for what you did. I'm going to move to see if it can handle this. But only once. If it doesn't hurt you enough, then it doesn't hurt you enough. But you know what I was trying to do. If something on the bottom of a fraction, we're going to multiply it on both sides. It'll cancel on this side. We're going to multiply it on both sides. It'll cancel on this side, and it'll wind up side by side over here. So I don't even do it up here. I just circle and draw up so that it shows up right next door to it. So like Skylar was saying on the last one, if you know what's going to happen.
We don't change the sign first on that one?
The sign.
Way.
No, they're a unit on the bottom. They just get moved. In other words, I'm not going to do it, but let's say if I were doing the official way I do, to get rid of division, you multiply it. You multiply the same exact thing on both sides. These two guys here will cancel out while they will wind up next door to the right guy. So for me, you just circle and draw up.
Okay, so we don't change X to Y in that one?
Yeah.
Did I not do it?
Yeah, you need to change.
Dang it, misunderstood the question. Now I got to, can it undo? Can I undo? How much undoing can you do? How much undoing? Yeah. Enough. That's enough. All right.
You see that?
Good. If you wrote in pen, good for you. All right, so here, let's see if I can move the X over here. I'm not supposed to multitask, like trying to tell some story about some kid gets spanked, and do math at the same time. All right, now we're ready. Now even better, these two are going to switch places. Watch what I mean. Do it in 2 steps, do it in 1 step. Do it in 2 steps, do it in 1 step. And I'll do it in 2 steps. Same circle and draw up, leaving me with an X. And all that stuff, I'll make you all in red so it stands out. Equals the 8. I'm 18. But to get to the Y, I need to get rid of this X that's in front. How do you get rid of something that's being multiplied? You divide it on both sides. In short, this circle and this X are just going to switch places. That's how it's going to end up happening. And if you need to do it, that's exactly what you do. In this case, I'll make it look like, oh, he's dividing an X on both sides. And he winds up with the red stuff equals the black and blue. That could be symbolism for blood comes from being beaten black and blue, but I won't make that connection. And we'll add the 6 to both sides, and then we're all done. Too many steps, but if it's worth 2 points, you do a bunch of steps, still get it wrong, boom, I give you half the points. Worth 3 points, if a lot of your steps are good and just the end is wrong, I'll give you 2 out of 3. If it's terrible what you did, I still give you 1 out of 3. I'm going to add that 6 to both sides in green. This 6 is at the end of the problem, not on the bottom. You'll see what I mean in just a second. Y equals the 8 over X plus the 6 at the end. Final thing, F of X. Oh, you were G of X? You were H of X? I'm going to come back and change this red one here to, I'm going to change you to a H because it was a H above here. You're going to end as a G. Oh, because your daddy was an OG. All right, here comes, let's change you to G inverse of X.
What if on the test we put X?
I would give it to you. Unless I didn't like you, and then I'd be like, what? Sorry, man, you missed one.
Okay,
But
I need to put G then.
just depends on the day. If you're rude that day, then I'm like, no, you were rude. But if you weren't rude, then yeah. And then if I talked to Jesus that day too, it'd be like, cool. Yeah. Let's change this right here. Sorry, Jesus. All right, here goes. Let's see if I can change this one right here. H of X. Yeah, some teachers do that though. They let their personal stuff, like I hate this kid because he's so rude, he's so whatever, he makes life hard. They do that stuff. try it. And the only fear of it is when you get muscles, especially when you're older, you want to show them. But there's no time to show it anymore, except at church and at work. Because that's where you are most of the time. So you're wearing like a muscle shirt to church, pick up your jacket and be like, yeah. Yeah. It's at church though. School, you're like, all right, kids, if you take a chair, you're going to see something. I'm just going to put it here. All right. So hopefully I don't do that. Check me out. No, it's not. If you discover any pills, though, that you just take the pills and you get ripped, do tell me about those. I would take them daily or whatever the time frame is. All right, let's do the work here. Yeah, it starts off nice and easy. Who doesn't want to be ripped? Yeah, who doesn't?
Don't you have to turn
Yeah, thanks. That's
Yeah,
about
tell me, just skip that.
I was thinking about
Just skip that.
So you said leave this as an X, and on line 2, just turn them into a Y.
No transition.
I hope you don't hurt other kids. I'm gonna do something that Skylar's suggesting, which might mean he could be genius, because geniuses see like 2 steps down the road, while regular people see like step 1, step 2. Like, you know, you can just go step 5, right? Just see like, other kids gonna be confused, like, what happened to the? Don't ask me, ask Skylar. He says from step 1 to step 2, which is really step 3 or 4, just go down there, and he says put in the Y here, which
Erase the parentheses. Not really erase.
he's like saying like kind of get rid of the parentheses. X is over there anyway. Why not just plug it out? I'll arrow that. That's my idea. That wasn't his. Yeah, can I get some credit? Can I get some money? Thank you. Yeah. This isn't your life. You leave high school. Like, I'm left here by myself, pretending like I know what I'm doing.
I'll leave.
Boom, Skylar. It'll get from Skylar. See what he did? The X drops out. That's me, the dropout.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And over there. What do we just do? Just do it. And then let's go. I like it. A little less writing. I give you a love on that. When I teach it in Algebra 2A Unit 5, I'm going to say this version, and I'm going to give you credit. Anybody know Skylar? Oh, yeah, I did it. I was in Italy with him. He's all like, he knows like that burritos and tacos. He's an animal. All right. This is what I did. I know. I started with that. I'm going with Italian food, but I lost it. But I need to keep moving, keep the rhythm of the speech. Like they don't have tacos out there. They could have tacos in Italy. In America, you don't just have American food. You also have Taco Bell. Like in Italy, like there's a Coliseum. Taco Bell.
McDonald's right next to the Coliseum.
Boom. Well, McDonald's will be everywhere. I went to Paris. Boom, McDonald's there. Kenya, I didn't see McDonald's. And the burger sticks look good. I don't know what they're making them out of, but we did ask, like, do you know what they're? I mean, I ate it. Okay, it's different. Figure it out. Here we go. Let's see. Click, move. 17. You're gonna move first. If you're being trapped on a desert island, I wanted to put up here. Tiger, what's that thing? The Life of Pi. Interesting movie. Good for the visuals. A little slow, but if you saw it, it'd be worth it. Why am I saying that? Because here, when I move the 17 over, it reminded me of it for apparently no good reason. Life of Pi, the 17 has something to do with it. The end of the story is where you go like, oh, cool story. Everybody else say it's in life. Check the plot. Life of Pi, Y plus a 4. Some of you will notice the Y. There's a reason why we make a Y a lowercase cursive letter versus a regular Y. See my cursive there? Not cursive there. Anybody know why we would use cursive?
So there's no letter 4?
Exactly. Fix mine. All right, lowercase 4. We got rid of that. Oh, Life of Pi. Life of Pi is a story of survival. This is a survival story here on this line. If you were on a boat and you guys had to die, someone has to go. You start throwing things over in terms of what's furthest away from you. He's your cousin, 17. He has to go aboard first. Number 7 is your sister or brother, second. For me, I know some of you hate your parents. I don't. So the last thing to go aboard is my mom. Feel sad for her. But I have to survive. She's lived her life already. But when I go on, I will mention her with tears.
And what was that movie called with Hemsworth?
Who?
With that recent movie, Dick movie that came out? Like, it's that deeper, like. Yeah, they like hate the guy instead of like throwing him off.
Pirate of the Sea. No,
I
Eye of the Sea.
Part of the Sea.
Who was in Heart of the Sea?
Thor.
Who? Oh, yeah. They tried to do the thing of how they wrote the story of Moby Dick. It didn't go over well. I wanted to see it because is it Ron Howard? I don't know who was in charge of the movie. I wanted to see it, but I didn't. But it was okay.
That's okay. I like it.
So the guy who wrote Moby Dick, was there a whale chasing the dude or no?
Yeah.
Part of the sea. Yeah. So the story of Moby Dick, of course, is the guy, he's going back to get the whale who ate his leg, and it's a big deal. It's a super book. Too many pages for me. That's why I'm not reading it. But I've heard about it. What do I do here? All right. With logs, this is a big deal. The first two steps, you should know it. The third step, the rule goes like this. The inverse of a log is taking something to a power. So to get rid of a log, you take the log to a power. What does that even mean? Whatever the base is, you're going to raise this whole thing. This whole thing is going to become a power. Watch what I mean. 8 to the log. 8 to the log. 8 to the log base 8 of y plus 4 power. It doesn't even make any sense. Just know that. Let's see if I can show what I mean. 8 to the second power. Everybody knows that. Oh, 8 to the second power. No big deal. 8 to the third power. No big deal. 8 to the log base 8 y plus 4 power. That's how you have to feel about it. What you do on one side, let the thing on that side be the power of this new thing. You must do on the other side. Let 8. This is why on this one I'm going to get points just for trying. Get started on. I'm going to work with you. 8 on this side is 8 to the x minus 17 over 7 power. In other words, the original thing now becomes the power of this guy. The original thing now becomes the power of this thing. Hey, Thomas, why are you even doing that? I'm trying to get to y. The only way I can get to y is if I raise this to a power and the word log is there. These two guys cancel out, leaving just this guy. Again, these two cancel out their inverses, leaving just this. I'm out of space, but I think I can extend the page on this thing somehow. I'm going to see if I can. Nonetheless, what's the next line, Thomas? What is the next line? The next line is this. Everybody in black and the red guy, he's the guy who's important. All right, in black, x to the, I'll put in parentheses so you can tell it goes all together. X minus 17 all over 7 equals, all the stuff here cancels, leaving just this y. And red, leaving red. No. Black, green, y plus 4. Take a look at that. See how you feel. Is that a decimal? No, it's an maximum. Take a look at that. Oh, it's so sweet. It's going to end with just that minus 4. All this junk on the left with a minus 4. When I get rid of the 4 on that other side, I throw them on the other side, and then that'll be the end. I don't want to start a new page. I'm going to go to the right, which I apologize for. But you're old enough, if you can't handle this, you should drop out of high school. But if you do, you work in and out and get benefits. You got to shave off facial hair. Can't wear jewelry, especially for your guy. Girls can. Hair can't be down. That's no fun. Now, I haven't worked it before, but I've observed. And I did ask them about the facial hair, because when guys don't wear facial hair, and I'm a guy, this is what you live for. You want to grow up and put on facial hair. So if you're a grown man without it, like, what's up with that? 2 reasons you would not have facial hair. You work in Hollywood, if you watch enough movies, you know, no facial hair. The reason for that, I believe, is back in the day when it was black and white, blonde dudes with facial hair looks weird. So they start shaving it and they made it the norm. Second, bad guys in movies wear a goatee. Just part of Miami Vice, terrible movie. The other people who don't wear facial hair are old people. I don't want to show my gray, so they start shaving it off. Yes. You could. I'll see if I can get to you in between here. Tick, 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 tick. Final answer, final answer. You can do it. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a Skylar. I'm gonna do 2 and 1. Now I could do y equals whatever, whatever, then make it p of inverse of 1, whatever, whatever. But I'm gonna do just p of whatever and see if someone, what happened? Yeah, ask Skylar. He knows. Watch this.
If you fail your test, don't blame me.
That's right. P of negative 1 of x.
See, you don't even have to do that. Just go straight to that.
The 4, he's going to come over, so I'm going to do the black, and I'm going to make the 4 in green, so they're going to be like, oh, okay, I think I see what happened. I'm running out of space. I'm going to erase you. This is a video. Let's see. When I'm putting the 8 and all that junk, 8, and his power. I don't even know why we're doing this. Oh, I guess we're getting the inverse. We're persevering, going to the end of the problem. If you get to the end of the problem, that makes you a math person. Anything else? I'm going to put in a box. Or not. What's that? Okay. Can I get rid of the dot first? That's bothering me. How about this? Happy here.
No, you tap the actual program. Oh, you just open something.
Thank you. Hey, just have it any way you want, dude.
I said tap
yeah,
the-
I did. Are you saying to me that I didn't tap what you were trying to? Now I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Lesson 3. All right, everybody, we're gonna work on lesson 3. Thanks, Skylar. All right, let's see if we can move that. There's a final answer on this one. Look how long it is. That's why they think you're smart. So the time I thought we would have to do any tests except for now, because I got to do another section. But here's the beauty. You will review this over the weekend, and by that I mean you won't do any of it. And then on Tuesday, we're going to take a test. We're at the last 15 minutes. Oh, where are my notes? I didn't even study. Yeah, you could have. You could watch this video instead of watching Lion King. Hey, Haley, when she come back? I need Lion King.
Once you do movies,
You may remember this guy from Unit 2, y equals x squared. I'll say it this way, and I don't know if this is real, if this is me saying something that's pattern. Yeah, this is dude. Oh, you forgot it. It's okay. It just means you don't care about me as much as you care about yourself. That's my Lion King next. It's still Friday, or I might do this. I talked about the speed on
just watch it.
I used to even go to El Pollo Loco, Pan Express, Del Taco, using, you do the survey, you get a code. I just wrote the same code on all of them.
That's the way.
They didn't even read it. That's their fault. And I get the free thing. I stopped that after a while. I felt not right about it. Initially, I felt like, hey, I broke a code. Look at me. Yeah, they don't read. I just give it to them. So, for some of us who consider heaven and hell, I'm going for a variety of reasons. Like, for example, shouldn't I be teaching math the whole period long? Shouldn't I not be doing magic for my own pleasure? I'm not teaching a math thing with it. So technically, don't I get here late sometimes? Hey, what's up? Yeah, we still have school here. Yeah, it's called Options for You. He's been gone for a long time. Hopefully he can take a joke. Here we go. Let's do the green version of it. Hopefully they don't think I'm moving the whole thing because of the green. Let me make it all green on the inside. That way they're like -2. Anyone know what direction I'm moving it because of the -2? Left or right?
Right.
Right is correct. It's the opposite inside there. I go over 2. I go up 3. Let's see if I can make a picture with that. My friend here, he is y, x -2 plus 3. That's old-fashioned. That's old school. That's what we did in Unit 2, Unit 3. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to rewrite these two new things. They're going to do the summer test. I'm going to switch the letters, kind of the inverse. When I switch the letters, by switching the letters, technically what's happening is the picture is being reflected. That's not a good line of it, but it's being reflected over this dotted line. This picture, chink, if it were to fall over that line, that's technically what we're doing when we switch the letters. We reflect it over the line, y equals x. This dotted line, its formula, its equation is y equals x. With that said, I'm going to switch the letters. I'm going to try and draw this picture. Oh, I don't want to draw it on the same thing. Can I move it up? If I move it up, I lose everything. Whatever. I'm willing to lose everything for my young people's education. Dang it. Oh, that hurts. I do not want to do that. Dang it, 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 dang it. Wait a second. So it's the same thing. Too much stuff on one thing. We'll see if they can handle this. Imagine the old picture is on the thing. I'm going to make both the green point that way. No, the red's going to, all right, let's do it and see what happens. Let's see if they can handle this. In black, this guy here, I'm going to do what they want you to do on the test. Do the inverse. Oh, in this case, just switch the X and the Y. We're not doing any more than that. This is just the way they're going to write it. When they write it where X is the lead, unlike the Y that was the lead, the only difference is instead of it being on the Y-axis pointing up and down, the same picture is going to be over here. But what the heck does he mean? How would you draw X equals Y squared? I would draw like this. See, X is now like what Y used to be. Hopefully they can feel that. I'm going to switch the letters on the second one. The same thing is going to be true. Instead of the left and right is, hopefully you'll be able to feel it. If you can't feel it, you're going to be like, I don't know how he's getting that. So let's do this guy here. His friend, do you in blue? Why not? Here comes X is the lead instead of Y being the lead. The other guys, they just switch out. Y is inside where X used to be. So right now you're not finding an inverse, even though you might really be, but I don't want to consider that because at this point you'd be solving for the Y, and I don't want you to do that. Just for a picture. If Y leads, Y is important. You hover around Y. Y is like the person, and you're the entourage. If X is the star, you surround X. He's the entourage. He's the star. You're the entourage. So here it comes. -2, let's see. -2 usually go down, so we're going to go up, positive. And then the 3 is up. Let's see if I can do this. If this were that thing, I know, because it's a -2, I would go to the positives. And I'm going to go up 3, see if they can handle that. Even though I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like it should be the other way.
Since you got 3.
No, this part still does what it should do. The only question is this whole negative thing. Which direction do I go? Are you the new positive and you the new negative?
Well, if you go right on the other one, it makes sense that you go up on this one.
But think about how like the picture flips. So like if it's going to the right, wouldn't it go to the right of that one?
Yeah, this has to go down here, yeah. Because if this is the, all right.
I think so, yeah.
And plus it has to look the same as this. You see how the green is on the right arm of the red? Well, the blue technically should be on the right arm. I just didn't draw a good picture for the black, but it should be on the right arm of the black. So I'm going to say it again so that whoever's confused can hear it the right way one good time. Whoever watches the video, and by that I mean me, I do watch them at home, make my kids watch them. When you guys get to high school, you're going to need a video. And if your teacher draws one, you watch it in honor of your dad. All right, here we go. Over 2, up 3. Oh, I'm sorry, I did a good picture. Now, here's what I would recommend. If I had the power to turn my paper, you can borrow yours. What I would actually do is this. This is when Y is in charge, and we know how to do the formula when Y is in charge. When X is in charge, to get my answer, I would turn my paper like this. So now X is in charge of the thing. You know, it looks regular. You do the regular picture. You move it up and over. And then when you turn your paper back, it's the way that it should actually be. Me, I don't have the power to do it. At least I don't know how to. But if I did, I would have just turn it that way. Do it just the way I normally do, and then as opposed to trying to see it sideways. I don't know if people understand what I'm saying there. If you do, hopefully you can just, oh, that's it? Draw the picture regular? Yeah. There's your answer, Thomas. All right. Let me do one more picture for you all. You'll have to do this on your own, and then after that, that's what we have. Let's see if I can move this thing down or up. What equation would I write for them for down here? Am I on the same page or no? Let's say this is, I don't know what page this is, but let's say I'm going to cross it out. Do X equals as a parent function, and then let's make it a +2. Let's make X equals Y plus 2 minus 3? I'll keep the plus 3. draw that on the thing. Again, I recommend just turn your paper to the side and do regular. You know what I mean? Like, I wish you could turn it to the side where this guy now becomes X, and this guy over here becomes Y, and now you can just whoosh, whoosh. All right, try and draw the pictures if you can. If you don't know what I mean by turning your paper to the side, then do whatever you would do, whatever is easiest for you. But if you turn to the side, then you're just doing it like normal. And then when you turn your paper right side up, the way it's supposed to be, then it will be the new thing. I can't turn my paper, so what you see on the board is as if I turn my paper. Anything else I need to know? The makeup's today between really 1:30 and 4. Tomorrow, 9 to 11, technically, but if you come here within the 9 to 11, if you need it a little more time past 11, I usually give it to you. For sure, I would want you to turn in your unit on Tuesday if you don't have it already done and ready to turn it today, or tomorrow, or whatever. If you do have it today, anybody have it today, you plan on turning it in today? Nice paper clip. All right, we'll do that. Last thing, next week, is like the last week of the school month. You got those little extra 2 days, we know about that, but think of next week as the last week. So anything that you have old for me, if you have anything old for me, get it done by the end of next week. That way I can use my entire weekend instead of having fun with my kids. I can grade stuff and then turn it in that next week. We are taking the test after like a brief review on Tuesday for Unit 9 because we're running out of time, so we got to get this thing done. With that said, I think we did, oh shoot. I don't think I graded it.